Welcome to Navigation Tips for the Philips Avalon Fetal Monitor 50. Press the power switch to turn on the monitor. The monitor will then perform a self-test. Look at the monitor labeling to identify the controls, indicators, and connectors of the Avalon Fetal Monitor. In the top gray bar, you will notice the date, the time, and the room number. This same gray bar will also display alarms that will assist you in troubleshooting. There are alert keys on the top and smart keys on the bottom. Some of the smart keys always remain permanently on the screen, such as silence and main screen. Additional smart keys depend on the functions being used. When you plug in the TOCO baseline key appears. These keys appear when they are needed. To show additional keys, push the arrow button next to the main screen. The monitor has a touch screen. Everything you need to operate the monitor, other than to turn it on or off, is located on its screen. For example, when you touch a number, the setup menu for that measurement opens. Most screen elements are interactive. By touching the number on the screen, you can change the high and the low limits, turn alarms on and off, change volumes up, down, or off. All right, let's start using the monitor by loading the paper. The recorder must be turned off. The small icon above the main screen shows if the paper is off or on. Press the paper eject button to unlock the paper drawer. Remove the remaining paper from the tray. Move the transparent paper guide forward. Place the paper in with the bottom side down. And then feed the paper through the paper guide. Close the paper drawer and then close the paper guide. You will hear a click when the paper guide is closed. If you want the paper to run, you will press the Start/Stop key. You will notice that it prints the date and the time on the monitor strip. Notice that the icon has changed and the X has disappeared. Monitoring fetal heart rate by ultrasound. Place the fetal heart rate transducer into the socket. Push until you hear it click. Because of the increased sensitivity of this monitor, remember you will need to use a smaller amount of gel when you place it on the patient. Any of the 4 red ports labeled fetal sensors can be used. The first port used will show up on the monitor as FHR1, no matter which port it is plugged into. Now, locate the fetal heart rate sound. Verification of the fetal heart rate is important. You will need to verify that you have the fetal heart rate and not the maternal heart rate. This is very important. You can monitor the maternal rate by using the pulse ox, the TOCO MP transducer, or by performing a manual pulse rate check. You will want to hear the fetal heart rate when first putting on the ultrasound. Touch the tone volume symbol to open the fetal heart sound column menu. Note that the first thing displayed on the menu is the location of the socket that is being used. Also note that the blue light on the ultrasound transducer comes on. Change the fetal heart sound volume to different volumes. To close the menu, use the X in the upper right corner. Underneath the fetal heart rate symbol, you will note a signal quality indicator. When the signal is at its strongest, the indicator will be completely full. To monitor uterine activity, connect the TOCO transducer into any of the 4 fetal sensor sockets. To open the Setup TOCO menu, select the TOCO number. You will notice that the location of the sensor socket is displayed. Press the TOCO baseline smart key to reset the TOCO baseline to 20. The maternal pulse displays when using the TOCO transducer, unless you are already using the maternal pulse ox. Perform a manual check of the maternal pulse to determine that it is consistent with the tracing when you are monitoring a real patient. Monitoring fetal movement. The fetal movement profile detects fetal movements on the FHR1 channel and marks activity blocks along the top of the paper. To use this feature, select FHR1 numbers to open the Setup FHR1 menu. Select fetal movement to be on. And close your screen. To monitor blood pressure, attach a correctly sized cuff to the patient's arm. With the arrow scroll button, scroll until you find the blood pressure start-stop smart key. As soon as the measurement is finished, the blood pressure values with the pulse and the timestamp are displayed. The color of the maternal pulse will match the color of the device used to obtain the pulse. If you need to do blood pressures automatically at a set interval, touch the screen where the blood pressure value is displayed. Scroll down until you see Repeat Time. By touching that part of the screen, you can choose the time interval that you would like. Then, right below that, switch the mode from manual to auto. Close your screen. Hit the Start-Stop Blood Pressure Smart key to begin monitoring blood pressures at the chosen interval. To mark an event, connect the remote event marker to a free fetal sensor socket. Start the recorder. Press the button on the event marker. A small arrow is printed on the heart rate scale on the trace paper. The Set Marker Smart key can also be used to place a mark on the paper. This covers the basic functionality in using the Philips Avalon Fetal Monitor 50. Please be sure to view the video on monitoring multiples and the use of the internal monitors.